Just for a heads up, this video will go over time because it's a summer video of what I've been doing for the last weekend, which is a lot, so I'm sorry, but, you know, it's gonna go over time. Okie dokie thespians, here we go, trying to wrap up what I did last weekend and why I kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, except for the lots of photos that appeared from what I was doing. So, the reason why I didn't make a video last week and why my video this week is going to be a summary of last week is because I spent all of last weekend running games at a carnival here in Melbourne at a theatre called TheAwesomeThespians for a group called Pop-Up Playground called This Is a Door. You've just heard the lovely Ben McKenzie, who is one of the members of Pop-Up Playground and is one of the people who organised and started This Is a Door and designed quite a few of the games that we played during it, introducing himself to an audience on the Saturday morning, I believe that was. Our audience is usually much bigger than that, a lot more people to control. So now I'm going to have a kind of a montage of clips from that weekend, which hopefully will give you a good idea of what it is. But first, a montage of photos, because why not? That last little picture that I showed for a little bit longer there is from our feedback wall, which was up on one of the walls of the theatre, and that was one of our favourite feedbacks, which was on every separate post-it note, someone who wasn't a friend of ours, we had no idea who he was, just turned up. Someone wrote in one word after another on all these post-it notes, when was the last time you got to be a kid again? And we all thought that was pretty cool, and a nice little promotional image. That kind of image, except a better picture than I have, obviously, because that's a pretty crap picture, but you know what I mean. So to explain This Is a Door to you, I'm going to try and explain first what people have been asking me, which is, so what have you been doing last weekend, Kevin? Was it like theatre games or something? And my answer has always been, well, no, but yes. It's more like games as theatre, and that phrase, games as theatre rather than theatre games, is the closest I can get to explaining what this is. But now I'm just going to run you through what a standard session of This Is a Door was like, and how we actually operated as a unit, and what actually happened. So at the start of every session, Ben McKenzie would stand upstairs and say, "Welcome to This Is a Door," which was his favourite part of the show because it meant all the lights came up and he felt really powerful. Then we would play a game of Grandmother's Footsteps, which a lot of you might be familiar with. It goes something like this. It's an incredibly simple, all-inclusive game that was great for warming everyone up. Quite simply, Grandmother would stand up one end of the hall, and they would have their back to the rest of the audience. The audience would then try to creep forward so they could tap Grandmother on the back. However, when Grandmother turned around, the audience were required to freeze, meaning that when Grandmother saw them moving, if she was facing them, she could point them out, or he could point them out, and they would have to go back to the start of the line. This game was then modded several times. You would have people coming from either side, so when Grandmother was facing one way, pointing out people, there was people coming from the other side. That became kind of like the angels from Doctor Who. It was really freaky. And then there was the same game, but if you got pointed out, your entire team had to move back to the end. That's our beginning game every time. It was really fun. Just to get a hint of what it's like to be Grandmother, I got some footage that was from the Grandmother place. Sorry, it's very difficult to get that footage because I wasn't actually playing Grandmother, so I was filming trying to turn around at the same time as them. From there we had really a variety of games that we could choose from. There was about 6 game runners on every session, and that meant that we could actually take sections of the audience and go off and all play different games so that they would all get a chance to play lots of different things and no one would ever not be doing anything because everyone would be included at all times, which is that aspect of this theatre that I really love. So the amount of games that we were playing were games like Lemon Jousting, Love from Grandma,
You gotta do something.
Political chairs.
3, 2, 1, go!
Radiation wars. You're making a scene.
If you're invited to yourself, don't announce them, you know? That's not cool. And clearly you're not sitting in a very friendly arrangement. I mean, is there anyone else who's unhappy with this seating? You're not happy?
Halls of Westminster, those kind of games are all kind of the same. If you don't know what they are, I'm not going to try to explain it in this video. It's going to go really over time. If you are interested in this stuff, please let me know, and I will talk to you guys about it, either in another video or in a separate thing. But this is just a summer video, so I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. Finally, almost every session was rounded up with an absolutely riveting game of Zombie Octopus. Octopus is a very simple playground game, and I'll show how often it transcends beyond Australia. But anyway, there's someone in the middle. You want from side to side, kind of like British Bulldog. Every time you get tagged, that person becomes seaweed in the middle, and they're the arms of the octopus, and they can just try to tag people without moving their legs. Zombie tag works in much the same way. Except instead of octopi and seaweed, there's zombies and other zombies. It very quickly becomes very reminiscent of an actual zombie apocalypse. I filmed one while playing, so the quality's blurry, but so worth it.
It's a zombie Pritchard! That's not a zombie! Doing this and filming is really difficult.
Despite the fact that filming that was really difficult, I won that game of Zombie Tag. Simply This Is the Door has thus far been one of the greatest theatre experiences of my life. I really enjoyed running games for the entire time, and I really truly believe it is a form of theatre that has a long way to go, and we're just at the start of it, and it's really awesome to be sitting on the cusp of this wave that is going to come crashing down really soon and submerge theatre entirely in games and playing, and I can't wait for it to happen, and I really hope you guys get to experience some of it yourself.